A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Luke, chapter 2, verses 22 to 40. Passage taken from the Message version of the Bible. Then, when the days stipulated by Moses for purification were complete, they took him up to Jerusalem to offer him to God as commanded in God's law. Every male who opens the womb shall be a holy offering to God, and also to sacrifice the pair of doves or 2 young pigeons prescribed in God's law. In Jerusalem at the time, there was a man, Simeon by name, a good man, a man who lived in the prayerful expectancy of help for Israel. And the Holy Spirit was on him. The Holy Spirit had shown him that he would see the Messiah of God before he died. Led by the Spirit, he entered the temple. As the parents of the child Jesus brought him to carry out the rituals of the law, Simeon took him into his arms and blessed God. God, you can now release your servant. Release me in peace as you promised. With my own eyes I have seen your salvation. It's now out in the open for everyone to see. A God revealing light to the non-Jewish nations and of glory for your people Israel. Jesus' father and mother were speechless with surprise at these words. Simeon went on to bless them and said to Mary his mother, "This child marks both the failure and the recovery of many in Israel. A figure misunderstood and contradicted, the pain of a sword thrust through you, but the rejection will force honesty as God reveals who they really are." Anna the prophetess was also there, a daughter of Phanuel from the tribe of Asher. She was by now a very old woman. She had been married 7 years and a widow for 84. She never left the temple area, worshipping night and day with her fastings and prayers. At the very time Simeon was praying, she showed up, broke into an anthem of praise to God, and talked about the child to all who were waiting expectantly for the freeing of Jerusalem. When they finished everything required by God in the law, they returned to Galilee and to their own town, Nazareth. There the child grew strong in body and wise in spirit, and the grace of God was on him. The Gospel of the Lord. Reflections on the Feast of the Holy Family. Today we celebrate the Feast of the Holy Family of Jesus, Mary, and Joseph. But the family would definitely have a cloud of cousins, uncles, and aunts in the village. They are part of Jesus' family. They are the ones who took care of him from the very beginning. In moments of joys and in moments of difficulties, they shared everything. This is how God became man. Because in the incarnation, it is not only about being born, it's about God became human in every way. That meant becoming a member of a particular family with all that cloud of relationships, conflicts, love, affection, care, forgetfulness, resentments, mistrust, and joys that are present in every human family. It was there in that context that Jesus grew and became a man. In that school of life, that is the family, he learned to be a person, to love, to forgive, to welcome, to make decisions, to count on others. There he knew without a doubt the power of illness and death, which can take away those we love the most. There he learned to relate with other families, with other people, with his people, who also became his family. That big family that we know. There is no doubt about it. It was in the bosom of his family that the true incarnation of God took place. It was there that God totally assumed the human condition. The family is made up of the people who form it, their capacity to love each other, to forgive each other, to reconcile, to be open to sharing life with other families. That was the bond that Jesus learned to value in his family. Today, it is our turn to take on the concrete reality of our families with their lights and shadows, and to continue to build on them to build the kingdom, the great family of God. It is our responsibility to strengthen as much as we can the bond of love, which breaks the barriers of blood, race, etc., and unites us all in one family. Today, like Jesus, it is our turn to become incarnate in our concrete reality and to build God's family here and now. Do I value my family as the greatest treasure I have in my life? Do I do everything I can to care for my family and its members with love and affection? What else can I do to care for my family?